Well, good morning, folks. How y'all doing today? I'm gonna try something a little different today. We'll see how long this goes. I'm gonna try starting a free trial of Final Fantasy XIV online, since I am without use of my thumb for the next 3 weeks. I figure something mouse and keyboard might be a fun thing to do. So let's see. I don't know. I was connecting to one of 3 data centers to play. North America. That works. So, part of the day is just going to be character creation, I suppose.
A vibrant planet blessed by the light of the crystal. Amid azure seas, encompassing the westernmost
Hello,
of the
Ice.
3 great continents, there lies a realm embraced by gods and forged by heroes. Her name, Eorzea. The annals of Eorzean history chart the rise of a succession of great civilizations.
I think I need to up the
Each
quality.
enjoying an age of peace, the astral eras. To date, all have proven ephemeral.
Well, hello there.
In the year 1572,
How's it going,
the
Best?
6th and most recent astral era, the northern
Hey there,
empire
Layla.
of Garlemald amassed a great army at the heart of Eorzea, seeking dominion over all. Rising in desperate resistance, the forces of the Eorzean alliance met their would-be conquerors in the field. Yet,
Yeah, just trying to figure out some games to play while I've got this going on.
was plucked from the heavens through imperial machination. From its core emerged the elder primal Bahamut, who unleashed his fury upon the realm. The devastation brought Eorzea to its knees and the era to its end.
Hello, Yug Yuk.
Five years have come and gone. The light of life still shines upon Eorzea. Man labors tirelessly to raise himself from the calamity's ruin. The realm is forever changed, a stranger to him once more. Yet heedless of what lies ahead, he shall press on. Spurred by the promise of peace and prosperity. Amid this period of great change, an adventurer arrives in Eorzea, one whose tale is yet unwritten.
Yeah, not sure how long I'll actually be playing this, but I figured I'd try it out since I'm
May he ever walk
without a left thumb.
in the light of the crystal.
Might be just today, might be a few days, might be a week. Who knows? We'll see. Before your adventure can begin, you must first create a character. Yes, I must. Okay. Yeah, my thumb has to be stabilized for 3 weeks. And that adventurer is Darby? Create a character? Yes. Gotta be a kitty cat man. So the other two races aren't available for the free trial? Yeah. Mikote. Yeah, it's fine. I've just had, it's possibly tendonitis in my left hand. Been having just pain in it for a while. So I went to the doctor, and he gave me a steroid injection and then suggested I wear one of these wrist and thumb stabilizing gloves. A thumb spica splint for 3 weeks. So hopefully that fixes it. I guess we'll see. Oops. Yeah. Lovely. Lovely. Alright. Adjust graphic settings. Resolution. I feel like oh, there are plenty in English too. You know this series thanks to Kingdom Hearts? Yeah, fair enough. It looks fine. I'll just go with this for now. Okay. So, you choose your race, and then I guess you start designing? Okay. Seekers of the Sun. That sounds like me. Am I tall? Am I short? I'm about a medium fella. Yay! Tail length. Oh, cool. Okay, I can go all the way around. Heck yeah. I'm gonna change your hair color. If I end up playing this for a bit, my goal is to eventually make a red mage. It's my favorite class in Final Fantasy. But can't get access to them until you're like level 50. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go for white hair. White or blonde, something like that. Quit dancing. You stop it. Just stand. No, my day's fine. I mean, it's just starting. It's like 11 in the morning over here. But, yeah. Like, it's not in super pain right now. It's just, yeah, it's just annoying to have it stabilized and not be able to play the games I want. But this is a game I want to play. And thankfully, I can play it with a keyboard. I'll assume that within the game you can change your hairstyle and stuff at any point. Shouldn't be that big a deal. Well, that's nice. Nice. Alright, we'll go with that. He already kind of has my beard. Not sure I want tattoos. Well, it looks like maybe they're required. Face paint. No, you're fine. Yeah, so it would be 8 o'clock p.m. here. But I mean, yeah, military time is what we call that when you go up past 12 to 24. No, not that. Sounds about right. Yeah. I like number 6. Yeah, right on. I don't even have any face paint. Nope, don't want it. Yeah, that's right, Michael. It would be 8/11. Facial features. Skin color. Ah, yeah. Can't really tell the difference. Floofy. That one's narrowed. I have no idea what the difference between these two is. Slightly more girth at the bottom of this one or something. We'll go floofy. Maybe. I don't know. They all look good. Now let me look at your face. Jaw. Eye shape. One or three. Yeah. Both look very good. face. Yeah, I think the darker one looks a little bit more natural. Eyebrows. I mean, 6 looks just the same as 1 does, almost. I think it's slightly longer, yeah. Yeah. I don't even have any tattoos. Yeah, I think the darker one works better. Neato. Alright, let's play with the hairstyles. Pretty much got all the others set up the way I want. Pompadour. Alright, cool. Have a good one. Hope you have a lovely night. some fun options. I think this one more than any of the others probably suits me. Go full white. Blondish. White blonde. You two have succumbed to the pretty game, I see. Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm trying out the free version because I don't have access to my left thumb for a couple weeks. Highlights. Oh, I see. That's what that's for. Nice. Me too. I hope it does too. Yeah, I haven't played an MMO in very many years, so I kind of don't suspect I'll stay with it super long, but I did want to try it. Number one's good. Do you play this, Anton? Yeah, I guess it gets bulkier at the end of the tail. You played a bit of the free version? Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Do I want fluffy or not fluffy? I think I'll just go regular. I assume at some point in the game you can change your appearance. Cute. Yeah, I mean, I could go with this style. The aura of the dragon people, right? Just a moment, I want to look this up. Can I change my appearance in Final Fantasy 14? Ah. Doesn't seem like it's super easy, I guess. Pleats. Okay, so you can change your look for essentially go to a fashion parlor. That's one. Deciding whether to go with brown hair or like platinum blonde hair. That's my only hang up. I think I'll go with this one for now. Do I want to go light brown or darker? Yeah, I think I'll go here. Cool. And I think we're good unless there's a way to remove like the eye tattoos, but I think those are just like racial markings. I think that's just what the kitty cat people look like. Alright. Shave appearance. My birthday. Specify your character's date of birth. Shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. Huh. Well, that's weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Their dates are weird. 7 and 8 are the same day? Okay. It does that on a few of them. Huh. Guess they have kind of leap year days or something. Oh. Weird. Eleven, 7, 11, 8. I don't know why it does that. You know what? I'll go with that one. I have no idea. Select your character's patron deity. Over the mountains, mover of glaciers, keeper of the moon and goddess of love. He commands the element of water and is associated with the third moon. Usher of celestial bodies and goddess of fate. Seas and navigation, mountains and travelers, architecture and industry, god of destruction, keeper of the sun and goddess of inquiry. She commands the element of fire and is associated with the ninth moon. Yeah, that's good. Overseer of the underworld, god of commerce, soils and harvests, and abundance. Change in space, god of time. Kinda sounds like Amaterasu. She is most often depicted as a noble lady holding a golden pan. Her symbol is the radiant sun. Sounds right. I'll go with that. I'm gonna go with Marauder. This is something that I've looked into a little bit, what class to start with. So yeah, that one will be easy enough. Selected Curl as your starting world. Proceed. Sure. Specify first and last name of your character. Oh, okay. With forename and surname. I don't freaking know. Cater. What if I just want to be a single name? Cody. Cater on the internet. Cody for short. Like Coty. It could be the last name. Cater Coty. With an apostrophe to make it even more fantastical. Coty. Cater on the internet. Not bad. Oh, interesting. That Tia is the last name always. Okay. Why Tia? You're diagnosed with Tia. DOTI. Darby on the internet. The game also celebrates a series based on The Princess and the Frog being in production. Oh, neato. Edgewood. Fun name. Don't know. Just trying to think of a fun, fantastical last name, surname. I could just do my OT. I am a man on the internet. You know, I think I'm gonna do that. Be a fun wink and a nod. Right on. Alrighty. Hey, it only took us 40 minutes to create a character. Not too bad. Hey, Ragnar. This world is currently full. Okay. Put me somewhere else. Yeah, I tend to take a while to create characters too. It's much easier for a game to just give me one. Like, let me play Celeste. Just give me the character. Oh, good. Okay, it's letting me in. What I've heard from one of the people I know who plays this, they were like, you don't even really need to, like, you can just play you can solo the game if you want, which I'm gonna essentially try to do. At least, you know, until I get bored with it, which that could be a day, that could be a week, I don't know. You enjoy creating the characters more than playing the game?
Here. Feel.
I'm kind of glad I went with the brown hair. I'm liking the way it looks. It's like your birthday, I guess. Yeah. Or maybe that's what name day is, the day you created your character. I didn't even notice it.
Here. Feel. Think.
Ah, my eyes! Oi! You alright, lad? You were moaning in your sleep and sweating buckets besides. Rolling to the ship got your stomach churning, has it? Don't seem like seasickness now that I look at you. It'll be the ether then, I reckon. Some are more sensitive to the stuff than others. See. And we ain't too far from Vilbrand now, which is chock full of Aetherites. No need to fret, though. You'll soon get used to it. Go home, you're drunk. Might as well have been blooming in seasickness. Ship's leaping around like a demented chocobo today. Reckon I might head out on deck. Get myself a breath of fresh air. Limsa Lamenza. Limsa Lamenza's still a fair ways off, in case you were wondering. Seeing as you're awake and all, how about you keep me company till we get there? Them young'uns don't much care for conversation, see? En-road. En-road. Any road. Any road. My god. Any road. Any road. I guess that's like anyhow. I'm like, any road. Brennan's the name, and peddling's me trade. Oh, cool. I chose the same class as you did the first time. I just looked up what's like one of the like funnest, quickest ways to get to the red mage class. Marauder and Paladin were the choices. Marauder kind of edged out Paladin just a bit because it seemed a bit more flashy and fun to play. So that's what I ended up choosing. Never got past the first hours though. Fair enough, I might not either. I guess we'll see. Ah, smell that salty sea breeze. He made up like half those words. Now then, lad, judging by your unusual garments, I'd say you were one of them new adventurers. Am I warm? That's right. I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. Now that's what I call a living. So long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business, these days especially. And what was it that first attracted you to it? To win glory. Good question. There's no option for have fun, so. Well, if you ain't inclined to tell, I ain't about to pry. Might be his old Brennan's a chatterbox, but he sure as hell ain't no busybody. We all have a secret or three, don't we? Me, dozens. And I'd rather they stayed secret too, which is why I don't go sticking me nose where it ain't welcome. Just remember though, there's more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. Wow, no! Wow! Ship's off the starboard bow. Pirate colors. Pirates. Bloody hells. Have you no sense? Get below! What's the world coming to? Pirates firing on a ship flying Laminson. Firing Laminson colors. Bastards either have a boatload of balls or a bugger of all brains. Bugger all for brains. Hello. You can rest easy, friends. We made it out of the cannon range, and no buccaneer's bark will catch this flighty temptress once the wind's in her sails. That was too bleeding close. Glad one of us kept his head on his shoulders. I reckon I'd have lost mine otherwise. If them pirates gave up the chase, we must be close to port. Let's head up on deck and have us a look, shall we? Okay. Use space to toggle functionality. Okay. The following can be used to adjust speed of unvoiced cutscenes. Okay. Disable text auto advice. Use the space to toggle functionality. By the by, is this your first trip to Limsa Laminsa? Yes. It is? Well then, let this journeyed itinerant. Let this journeyed itinerant tell you the ins and outs of your destination. Limsa Lamensa prides itself on being Eorzea's foremost naval power. Wasn't long ago that the place was ruled by pirates, but thanks to the current admiral's civilizing influence, the city-state could almost pass for a respectable nation. You'd never guess she was once a rum-swilling buccaneer herself. Of course, most folks ain't so quick to change, and what with a town full of liberty-loving ruffians, you can imagine how many naysayers and troublemakers she's got to deal with, like them pirates who took a fancy to us just now. And if that weren't bad enough, I've heard the Sahagin. I've heard the Sahagin are raiding the coast just as bold as you please. Them are the sea-dwelling beastmen the locals call fishbacks, in case you didn't know. Ah, long last, land ho! Behold, Limsa Lamensa, a nation blessed by the ocean's bounty and beloved of Lamelin, goddess of navigation. Goddess.
On a windswept isle in the southwestern corner of the realm, amidst the roiling waves of the Lotano Sea,
Yeah, you didn't even get to fight the pirates, right?
City-state of Limsa Lominsa.
Yeah, kind of weird that they even had that. I guess they were just a little bit of world building.
Haven for bandits and brigands, cutthroats and curs, seekers of both
Curs.
freedom and fortune, comes a lone adventurer.
Hold on.
Lone yet not alone, for the hero's arrival has drawn the gaze of the nation's patron deity, Lim Lane. What realm-shaking fate has she descried in the churning waters of this mortal's future?
Yeah, it would have been nice to have a fighting tutorial with those pirates. And here's where we part ways, son. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares, and it's on to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for saving me arse earlier. Aye, you never did tell me your name, did you? Well, here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage that I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square. Bye-bye.
Through peril and hardship, discovery and triumph, may the navigator guide this brave soul on his life's voyage. Till sea swallows all.
How did my axe become not double-sided in this cutscene? Final Fantasy XIV. Maybe it never was? I don't know, weird. Hey, you there! No, that's not your voice.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Hey, I mean you! This is my district, and I make it my business to know all the scum that washed up in it. Ah, an adventurer fresh off the boat, is it? Well then. Allow one of Lim's finest to set you on the right path. Hop to it, lad. I haven't got all day. Welcome to Limsa, a bustling city-state filled with scoundrels and brigands, the rough-cut diamonds of the Rotano Sea. Please select the control scheme you want to use. Mouse and keyboard. Okay. Move character with those. Jump. I'm gonna have to switch that. Turn character and move camera. When you're ready to proceed, speak to Flow. Lodestone Play Guide is your default web browser? No. No. Cool. Alright, easy enough. Hey, where in the bleeding hell do you think you're going? I told you to get over here. Fine, give me a second. Keybind. Gonna, instead of being spacebar. There we go. Ew, there's so much. It's intimidating. Hello. Non-player characters offering quests can be recognized by the exclamation marks above their heads. Right-click the marks to bring up the quest window. Alright, accepting quests. Once you've initiated a quest, a prompt will appear detailing his objectives and rewards. Click on the Accept button in the lower left to add the quest to your list of current duties. Alright, to be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state of Limsa, you must first register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. Now then, I'm sure you're itching to explore, but adventurers are required to register their presence in the city. And without a bit of local knowledge, you're like to get your throat slit in some piss-stinking alley. So before you do anything else, get yourself over to the Drowning Wench and enroll with the Adventurers Guild. It's not far. Just straight down this street and speak with Grefar. He'll show you how to work that big moving platform we call the Crow's Lift. That'll take you up to the pub. Once you're there, look for a fellow by the name of Beteron. He's the proprietor of the Wench. He might curse like an ill-sodden sailor, but the man's got a soft spot for wide-eyed newcomers like yourself. He'll set you straight. Got that? Good. Now run along, and may the navigator guide you on your journey. Okay. You have begun a quest. Use the duty list to help you complete your task. Upon accepting a quest, the current objectives will appear under the quest title and the duty list on the right side of the screen. A maximum of 5 quests can be displayed at once. Okay. Clicking on the title will open the quest in your journal, allowing you to review objectives and rewards. If I want to not have myself looking at my name all the time. Character configuration. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see anything like that. Oh, well. Welcome to Limsa. If you have a mind to visit the Drowning Winch, the Crow's Lift will take you there. Okay. Here you are. Complete a quest by right-clicking the NPC with a check mark displayed above his or her head. Completing the quest will earn you a variety of rewards, from items and gil to experience points. Greetings to you, lad. What'll it be? Ah, but you ain't here for a drink, are you? You've come with a mind to try your hand at adventuring, I reckon. Well, you'll find no shortage of work here in Limsa. The name's Batteron, and this most hospitable of hostilleries is the Drowning Winch. It is also the name of the Adventurers Guild here in Limsa. That's why we got a desk specially for handling guild business, and why I seem to spend more time saving the necks of whelps like yourself than wetting the throats of me regulars. Adventurers have a knack for finding trouble, see? Not that they need it in these parts on account of there being trouble wherever you look. If you manage to steer clear of the fishbacks and the kobolds outside the city, the pirates on the inside will get you instead. And if they don't manage, there's always the Garlean Empire to finish the job. Oh, no one knows what they're planning, of course. But if they're planning anything, you can bet it's to kill the lot of us. You can be sure it's to kill the lot of us. Aye, this town seems peaceful at a glance. But look again and you'll see a people living in fear of what tomorrow might bring. And who can blame them after everything that's happened? Eorzea took a mighty blow during the calamity. But our homes weren't the only thing that got wiped off the face of existence by that thrice-damned bastard of a dragon. It took our bleeding memories, too. And no one's been able to explain it in a way that makes an ounce of sense. None of the folks what saw it and lived to tell the tale seem to agree on how the tale actually goes. 'Tis all foggy, like recollections from an hard night on the Yale. You can imagine why people might fear for the future if they can't rightly recall the past. But there is one thing we all remember, and that's the group of adventurers what lay down their lives to drag Eorzea back from the brink when she was bound for the abyss. Well, I say we remember. Truth is that we ain't forgotten what they did for us. The goddamn calamity-spawned memory loss robbed us of their names. Won't even let us picture their damn faces, just like staring at a gull flying in front of the sun. All you see in your mind's eye is a shadow set against a blinding glare. And that's how every bugger describes it. Describes it, by the way, give or take the odd goal. Is this what's got people calling these heroes the Warriors of Light? If Limsa's ever gonna put this time of darkness behind us, it's gonna need adventurers to help banish the fear. It's gonna need new heroes like the ones we lost. Maybe one day you'll be one of them, and that's why any aid we can give to adventurers is effort well spent. What say you, lad? You willing to lend us your strength? But thanks to you, and the navigator and all. I knew she'd steer you my way for a reason. Ah, but listen to me. Yattering on like a sun-drenched fishwife. 'Tis high time we got your mark on me book. Go away. Put your scroll right there. I think I keep hitting the space bar to bring that up by accident. Cater Moti, is it? And a fine name it is. Congratulations, you're now an upstanding member of the Adventurers Guild. You there, adventurer. You sailed in... Oh, that... You there, adventurer. You sailed in on the last ferry, did you not? The captain reported being attacked by a pirate vessel, and several witnesses have testified independently that a passenger matching your description went out on deck mere moments before the incident took place, sending your friend signals, were you? Now hold on just a moment there, officer. You got the wrong bloke. This fine upstanding young gent is me dear departed grandma's sister's niece's cousin's closest companion. The lad wouldn't be caught dead fraternizing with such unsavory elements. Is that right? You're surely aware of the recent kidnappings? Respectfully, then, we cannot be too trusting of outsiders at a time when the loyalty of even our closest friends is in doubt. Aye. You make a good point there, officer. A very good point. Very wise. You needn't worry, though. I keep my eye open at all times. Me and two more often than not. Right. Now, sir, what say you to a tankard of me finest ale before you return to your duties, eh? Not a watered-down cup of piss like last time, I should hope. You ain't got the faintest idea what you're talking about, officer. The winch might offer some of the cheapest grog on this side of the Strait of Myrlthor, but that don't mean it won't get you good and pickled. And look, there's a chair over there just crying to be sat on, so kick off them heavy boots, eh? You'll have to excuse these eager, bloody yellow jackets. There's been a spat of kidnapping, see, and they ain't got a clue who's behind them. Naturally, they've taken to clapping irons on anyone who looks vaguely suspicious, which means venturers, visitors, and pretty much every bugger else in this town. One word. Don't take it personal, though. Us Lamensians can be an headstrong bunch of bastards. 'Tis true, but given time, we'll grow on you. Now, where was I? Oh, hi. Welcome to Limsa Lamenza, where the sea's as green as the faces of me patrons after a few mini black-belly whiskeys. Now take a moment to gather your wits, and we'll get started with learning ye the ways of the city. Yay, tutorials. This concludes the introductory game tutorial. You've taken your first step as an adventurer in the city of Limsa Lamenza. Listen well to the wisdom of veteran Ten Fingers. Then go forth and discover the incredible adventures that await you. Hooray! Main scenario quests. Important quests used to tell the story of Eorzea and her people are called main scenario quests. These tasks are easily distinguishable from others by their unique icon. Quests using this icon indicate a task or series of tasks are tied to new duties or features you have yet to unlock. Vateron, proprietor of the Drowning Winch, wants you to perform 3 tasks that will help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. Right then, let's start you off nice and easy with 3 tasks that'll help you get used to life here in Limsa. Firstly, if you head down a floor, then point your nose to the west, you'll get an eyeful of the great glowing crystal in the middle of the courtyard. That's an Aethirite, a device that can move you from one place to another in the blink of an eye. Ain't no swifter way to travel, providing there's an Aethirite where you want to go, of course. Have a chat with the Yellow Jacket on guard down there, and you'll be treated to a lecture on the workings of the device. Before you do that, though, remember to touch the thing. Strange as it sounds, it won't work till you have. Second on the list is the marketplace. You'll find weapons and armor and all your adventuring bits and pieces for sale in the district that lies beyond the Aetherite. Don't go throwing your gil around just yet, though, or you'll get fleeced quicker than you can say, "Why's me coin purse so light?" Have a word with Swo's Blate instead. He's the head of the Merchants League, by the way. Give him this old octant, and he'll treat you well. For the last of me helpful hints, I suggest you meet some fellow axe-wielders at the Marauders Guild. I guarantee you'll learn a few new tricks for your swinging that edge splitter of yours. If you join their crew. Blothota, names, at the front desk is the one that'll get you started. Got all that, lad? Seeing to them 3 tasks will take you on a little jaunt around the city and help you work out where everything is. Now, I best be getting on. Run along, eh? Oh, bugger it. There I go sending you off without telling you summit critical. That bloody calamity's made a right mess of me memory, I swear. Well, that or the ale. Any road, while you're out, if you happen to pass any poor sods that look like they might need your help, consider giving their tale a listen, eh? Sounds like a chore, I admit. But you never know what interesting opportunities could be lurking out there just waiting for you to stumble on them. For example, Ninia over yonder's been casting glances at you since you waltzed in. Why not lend an ear and see what she has to say? Aye, you like to find yourself running odd errands in the beginning, but once you build a reputation as a man folks can trust, the jobs will get harder and the rewards more generous. If you've the time, I'd also seek advice of the smith here in the winch. The lads as bear that title have some fine advice for them what are just starting out in the profession. And that, my lad, is how you go about becoming a legend among adventurers. Hello. To leave the Drowning Winch, you must accept the quest Making a Name by speaking with Ninia. Or Ninaya. The main menu grants quick, easy access to most of the game's main features. For example, selecting Character under Character opens a window containing your character's various attributes and currently equipped gear. Selecting Journal under Duty displays a list of current and completed quests and live-in quests. I don't know. Something quests. If you wish to customize your game's various settings, settings. Game progress is saved automatically. Navigation. Pressing M, you get the map. Or selecting map under travel from the main menu in the lower right-hand corner of your screen will bring up the area map. If a quest objective is located in that area, it will be indicated with a special icon. The location of quest objectives can also be confirmed by clicking the objective. Hello. As one of the smiths, I provide guidance for those just starting out on the path of the adventurer. For the present, I suggest you learn your way around the city, an endeavor with which Beteron shall no doubt wish to aid you. Nanaya, a veteran adventurer, has some information that might be of interest to you. Well, would you look at this? A shiny new adventurer. Listen close, lad. I have some information that might just help put you on the map here in Limsa. I was passing through Bulwark Hall below not long ago, and saw a bunch of herbs just scattered about the ground. Now, I'm not entirely certain, but I think they might have been the black market wares known as dream flowers. Limsa is a busy port, and not all the merchants that blow in across the strait are above board, if you know what I mean. How'd the plants end up in the mizzenmasts? Who knows? Might have been a deal gone bad. The important thing is that you make a name for yourself by handing them in. Speak to Scainrail. Why? And she'll get you down to the first floor. Then all you have to do is pick up the herbs and take them to that guy at the Octant. Being a worldly captain, he knows a thing or two about such shady goods. You wish to visit the bulwark hall below? The crow's lift is ready when you are. Oh. Herbs. Get them. So many complex names, I know. Okay, just learning how to... Hey, cutie. Is that another player? I think it is. Cute. I want to pet your dog. Ooh. Pet the dog. It's a carbuncle. They have such a busy UI. It's... With more and more modern games, like reducing the UI, like Breath of the Wild, and yeah, that's a pretty big one that did it. Like, you can pretty much take all the stuff away and just have your hearts left. It's honestly harder to play a game like this now. It's like, this is just a lot of crap I don't want to look at. Alright. Deliver the herbs. Got it. Ride the lift. Hey, lady! Why not? Where are you? Yo. Huh. Got it. A crescent sanctuaries. A crescent moon icon will appear to the right of your experience bar when you enter a sanctuary. While in this special place, you'll accrue a rested bonus. The bonus will continue to grow even if you're offline. Interacting. Yeah, I already did that. I feel like I just missed a lot of stuff. Play guide? No. Whatever. Okay. You've gathered all the herbs. Take them to blah 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 at the Octant. Octant. Alright. Hello, Atlas. Hello. It's you. Yes, I am that guy. You have some herbs you wish for me to examine? Oh, you got a mustache. Have some herbs. Hand over.
Yes, as you suspected, these are the highly illegal blooms known as dream flowers. They are a prime ingredient in the creation of somnus, a substance whose fragrance is said to lull the sniffer's mind into a sleep of death. Forgive me, I could not resist the jest. These herbs are not more than blah blah lavender. Althic lavender, a common enough export from Limsa Limensa. In fact, these probably spilled from crates that were just loaded onto my very own ship. I think someone's been having a bit of fun with you, son. But not to worry. You've learned a few things and made new acquaintances. Well met.
What's a Mace Mash? Maze Mash? I have no idea what that is, Rugnar. Seek the services of a convenient badger. Decline. Key Smash. Gotcha. Using items. Some items can be used granting various effects such as instant HP restoration, attribute boosts, and more. Using an item is as simple as selecting use from the item's subcommands. Alright. All items with recast timers can't be used again until the timer. Okay. Some handing over items, we already did that. There's so many names, I can't see anything. I want to turn off all names. Hello. Alright. Guess I gotta go touch the crystal. Ah, another novice adventurer. Aye, Beteron has sent more than a few of your kind this way of late. I am Sundimal, one of the Yellow Jackets tasked with keeping the peace in the city. It's also my charge to provide guidance in the use of this device. Fear not, I shall be brief. Aetherites are crystalline structures that tap into ethereal energies. They're primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport. The most common transportation spells make direct use of the Aetherites and their connection to the flow of aether. As these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name will wish to seek out and attune himself to each one. Once you've expanded your horizons beyond the walls of the city, you'll soon find yourself performing the act of attunement as a matter of course. There is, however, no need for unseemly haste. The Aetherites found in and around the city will be sufficient for the present, I assure you. Should you wish to learn more about Aetherites or transportation magic, I'll be here to answer your questions. You're attuned with the Aetherite. You're now able to use the return spell. Return. The spell Return can be used to instantly travel back to the Aetherites set as your home point. Casting the spell does not require any MP and can be accessed by selecting Return under Travel from the main menu. The sole limitation of the spell is that it can only be cast once every 15 minutes, Earth time. Only one home point can be set at any time. Alright. Good to know. Moogles! Itinerant Moogle. What will you do? Newest irregular tombstone exchange. Previous. I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh God! How am I supposed to enjoy this world with when I can't even see it past the names? Hello.
A fine morning to you, sir. Welcome to the most replete marketplace in the grand realm of Eorzea, where every shelf groans under the weight of wonders born from all four corners of the world. Pray browse the stalls until your eyeballs ache from ogling the overabundance of unbelievable bargains. Now, as much as I would love to elaborate upon the unrivaled quality of our merchandise, I must tend to some cargo, but recently arrived at the docks. You bear a gift from Baderon? Whatever could it... Oh, my octant! By the navigator, I must have left it behind in the winch, along with a week's pay and several bells worth of intoxicated memories.
Someone's barding over there. That Moogle's for the current event. Some multiplayer stuff. Gives event tombstones. Huh.
I'm most grateful to have it back. This tool is a keepsake from my days as a ship captain, you see. Needless to say, your good deed must be repaid. And what better recompense than the wisdom of a master merchant? If it's simple and sturdy adventuring equipment you seek, you need look no further than the east and west arms of Hawker's Alley. Lest you doubt, each gil you invest in arms and armor will be money well spent. Adventuring is, after all, a dangerous profession by its very nature. It goes without saying that Hawk's Alley boasts stalls specializing in tools and of every material discipline imaginable. And within but a few steps are bazaars and apothecaries that will most amply supply all your potion and perishable needs. Our keen-eyed agents procure a frankly befuddling range of wares during their sojourns and to distant shores, so it pays to become familiar with the type and price of the goods offered by each stall. Such knowledge will serve you well if your peruse is light or your time is short. But verbal instruction of this kind will only profit you so much. Experience has ever been the surest teacher, if not the kindest. I invite you to explore the market yourself.
All right. Now what else? Visit the Marauders Guild. Okay. That way. Meow. Nope, not that way. My mappy. That way, huh? Alright, I guess I gotta go up. Hello. Oh, can't take that lift. The starter cities are amaze and hate you. Morden. Morning, Morden. Morning, Morden. Hello. An alarming number of citizens have gone missing of late, though I suspect you've already heard the rumors. It's essential that we ascertain their safety. To this end, I prepared a list based on reports from our citizens. Would you be so kind as to deliver it to my colleague in Bulwark Hall? Nadelica is her name. My thanks in advance, friend. Sounds like a Makote. That's not the one that I wanted, but okay. This is who I wanted. Hello there, adventurer. Curious about the Marauders Guild, are we? Any axe worth swinging needs two hands on the haft and has a blade of what can make short work of a galley's mast. That's the kind of weapon our members train to use with deceptive swiftness at an all too predictable force. Are you interested in hearing more, lad? And why don't I give you a short version of the guild's founding history, and we can go from there. It all started with ships, you see. What have ships got to do with axes, you ask? Well, building them would be pretty bloody difficult without a sturdy tool to lop down trees for timber. And since only the navigator herself knows when a ship will run afoul of a storm or worse, it makes sense for the crew's carpenter to carry an axe on board. Aye, it all started with shipbuilding and ship repair. What? Am I boring you? Well, as I was saying, any tool on a ship can become a weapon, and the axe was perfect for hooking yourself over the rail of an enemy vessel, letting loose a whirl of steel and generally laying waste to all about you. As more seafarers took up the axe as their weapon of choice, so did the bloody art of the marauder begin to take shape. Especially among pirates, where strength and skill decided your place in the world. With an eye to assembling crews of battle-ready raiders, the pirates started teaching the proper way to wield a chopping blade to their new recruits, and that's how the Marauders Guild first came to be. But once the Galadian Accord was signed to unite the Maelstrom and the pirates against Limsa's enemies, the whole game changed. The Accord itself was a dismal failure, of course, but the Marauders Guild was never the same. It was taken over, restructured, and purged of its pirate elements. It had been reborn as an institute dedicated to naught but the teaching of axe fighting. The members of this new Marauders Guild were no greed-driven cutthroats, neither. They were warriors that sought to use their martial prowess for the good of society. If mastering the axe is your heart's desire, then you'll find no better arena in which to practice your swings. Think it over, and let me know if you fancy joining our ranks. I have a feeling I'll be seeing more of you soon, lad.
Ooh.
You've decided to swing an axe with the Marauders, then? All right, then. All that needs doing now is to speak with the axe master himself. Sounds simple? I've seen folks slink out the door rather than put themselves in the path of that unnerving glare. That's the bloke right there in the middle of the room. Wernswin's his name. Put some steel in your spine and look him straight in the eye when you talk to him, lad. Good fortune to you.
Yes, I'm Wernswin. Axemaster, they call me. Not the most imaginative of titles, I agree, but one should not underestimate the value of directness. I welcome your interest in our guild. The art of the Marauder is used to rend, to cleave, and to destroy. It is not our way to simply outfight our adversaries. We seek to overwhelm them. A Marauder must be the most powerful and enduring presence on the battlefield. We must account for the most enemies defeated. Our role in combat is that of a steel whirlwind, dealing death and destruction without equal. No doubt the question has already been put to you by Blathota. But once more shall I challenge your commitment. Are you prepared for the bloody carnage that awaits an initiate of the Marauders Guild? Let's do it. Are you prepared for carnage? Very well. Your name? Attend me well, then, Cater. Hold fast to this moment of dedication. The path of the Marauder is a jagged and perilous one. The blood that spills at your feet will ofttimes be your own. You stand now as a student of the axe. Let's waste no time in testing the edge of your chosen weapon. You shall wade straightway into combat, as befits a novice of our discipline. Go forth and slay the bleating, scurrying, crawling pests that plague the outskirts of Limsa Lamenza. Lost lambs, wharf rats, and little ladybugs shall be your your piteous adversaries this day. Return to me once 3 of each creature have fallen to your blade. Alright. Ladybugs. Oh no. Just go outside and kill the world. Like, I'd love to, if I decide to stick with it long enough, like, my hope is to eventually level my character into a red mage. It's my favorite class, just in Final Fantasy in general. And it seems like a fun one to play in this game. Hello. Oh, hello. Smith. Any advice for you on a specific adventure? You have hundreds of quests under their belts. Likely have a solution for whatever dilemma might be causing you trouble. A mentor may even offer to accompany you on your adventures. I highly recommend that you take advantage of a mentor's aid to enrich your experiences in Eorzea. Pray do not hesitate to ask me if you'd like to know more. Okay. The new adventurer status is applied to all players who have recently begun their adventures in Eorzea. Amongst Eorzea's thriving population, there are seasoned players known as mentors, who have taken upon themselves to assist these new adventurers. When a new adventurer and a mentor form a party, they both receive a bonus of experience points earned. Upon invitation by a mentor, new adventurers also gain access to the Novice Network, an exclusive chat channel where they can consult with mentors and share their experiences with other beginning players. How do I earn bonus experience? We found that pairing a new adventurer with a mentor proves advantageous for both. Fledgling heroes blossom swiftly under a veteran's guidance, and the act of teaching serves to reinforce a tested champion's fundamental skills. When a new adventurer or returner forms a party with a mentor, both will earn more experience points for adventuring activities. This experience point bonus applies until level 20. Activities that award bonus experience include defeating enemies, completing fates, and participating in instances. Okay. Never used it. Okay. Buddy, I finished your tasks. Ah, there you are, Cater. Enjoy your jaunt around the city, did you? If you meant to base yourself in Limsa Lamenza, that won't be the last time you'll visit them 3 places. And now you've got some ideas of what's where, you can start exploring the rest of the town. You've shown a good ear for listening, lad. Stick with old Baderon and you'll go far. Thank you. Yeah! Oh.
What's that? On to Summerford. This quest is not yet available. I guess those are locked behind the not free version of the game. The not trial version. Okay. Well, in that case, deliver the missing persons list to blah blah. Map. Well, she's right there. She's right below us. There you go. Ba, 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 ba. Thanks for bringing the list. I'll be sure to memorize these names. If any of the missing persons reappear, you can count on me to spot them. Most folks enter the city via the... I don't care. Bye-bye. I want to go fight monsters. So other stuff that I should be doing to be gaining experience, like... Yeah. I don't know. I'm a noob. Map. All the way that way, huh? Okay. Like main quest, sure, but there's also... Right on. Yeah, yeah. That's... There's something else too, like there's like daily experience you get to roll or something. I'm not sure. I did a little bit of research before I picked this up, but haven't looked into it a whole lot. Fate is short for Full Active Time Event. These public quests occur periodically in real time around Eorzea, and anyone can participate by simply showing up before one ends. When you sense a fate nearby, a message will appear on your screen and a location will be displayed on your maps. The type of fate in progress can be identified by its map location. You'll automatically join a fate the moment you cross the event. If you're several levels higher than recommended, the level sync button will appear on your duty list. Press the button to automatically lower your level so you can participate in the rewards. Right-click on a target to switch active mode and ready auto attack. Approach to face the target, start the battle. 2 rotating arrows will appear over the target you're currently attacking. Skills. Clicking them in the hotbar. Sections require MP. Recast, detailed information. In addition to having recast times of various lengths. Disciples of Magic and Disciples of War who specialize in ranged attacks such as archers are best suited for fighting their targets from a distance. Yeah. Not me. Congratulations, you have reached your first achievement. Achievements are earned by reaching certain milestones. Hooray! There are also rewards granted upon attaining certain achievements. Some of these include rare weapons, armor, others include titles, which can be added to your display name to showcase your greatness. Cute. Bunny. Time to die. Goo boo. Experience points. In the event multiple solo players attack the same target, the player who attacks first will always receive 100% of the experience points and items dropped. The players who follow will be rewarded based on their contribution to the battle. If you see fellow players in need of a hand, you do not hesitate to lend yours. An item you've equipped is now bound to you and can no longer be traded or put up for sale in the markets. Huh. Most items can be sold and traded freely before they are used in battle, crafting, or gathering. However, performing one of these 3 actions will, after equipping a new piece of gear, will bind the item to you, preventing future trade. So if you equip a weapon, you can't trade it. Go get it. Go get it. There's our rats. Fate joins. Meet your fate. Ah! I don't know, yo. We fighting? Let me fight you. Whatever, I guess not. There he goes. You're dead. Hooray, I win. No, don't come after me again. No. All right. Lost lamb. Where are they? Bye-bye. Once the fate is complete, a window detailing rewards will be displayed. Rewards are distributed to all event participants and are based not only on success, but individual contributions. The more active you are in completing event objectives, the greater your contribution is deemed. Contributions indicated by a gold, silver, bronze medal that appears on your reward window. Okay. I guess the lambs aren't here. Must be somewhere else. Is that them? I think that's them. Yeah. $10,000 MP. Summoners. Oh yeah, I can return, can't I? Yeah. No, I'm right here, but still. Pew. Neat. Ooh. Neato. Appreciate that I can hit a button and he'll auto run.
Return to me a different man. All ready to face the show. Already your face shows a harder cast, a realization of the slaughter of which you're capable. But there is much training to be done before you wield the axe to its fullest potential. Learn well your lessons, build your strength, and make of each swing an instinctive act. You shall have this hunting log to aid in your endeavor. Its pages are marked with opponents suitable for honing your skills. There are, of course, myriad methods by which you might improve your techniques. But when the way forward is not readily apparent, the log provides a reasonable source of challenges. Every blow of your weapon will clear another step towards the mastery of the Marauder way. Implacable, relentless. Such must be your momentum on both the practice grounds and the battlefield.
The next Marauder quest will be available from blah blah upon reaching level 5. Level locked. Combos. Melee-oriented classes such as Gladiators and Marauders can chain together their weapon skills to deal additional damage or inflict additional enfeeblements to their targets. This is known as a combo. Combos are not available to pugilists, as this melee class employs a unique weapon skill chaining system. If a weapon skill can be chained with another, it'll be indicated in the weapon skill help text under combo action. In the case of Vorpal Thrust, to the left, if executed immediately after True Thrust, the potency will be increased. Some weapon skills must be delivered from a specific direction to maximize their damage. 140 when executed from a target's rear. When a weapon skill can be chained into a combo, its hotbar icon will be outlined with a flashing yellow border. The border will fade if the weapon skill is not used within a certain amount of time. Learn which weapon skills can chain together to maximize your battle efficiency. Hunting log is a record of your completion of tasks involving the slaying of certain creatures. By completing these tasks, you'll earn rewards and unlock new challenges. The log can be accessed via logs in the main menu or by pressing H. Once the log is open, select a class and difficulty to view the available challenges for that rank. Each challenge is marked with a class name and a number, such as Lancer 1. Below that name and the number, you'll find the target, as well as how many of the target you must defeat. Hovering over the target name will display one of the areas in which the target can be located. Targets indicated in your hunting log will have a special icon above their display name, making it easier to locate the creatures. Oh, neat. Okay. I have like no more main quests. Okay, next main scenario on the Summer Ford. Action the Stone. This quest is not yet available. Level 5. Dragon. Oh, okay, I can move these around. That's nice. What if I want to get rid of this one? Ah! No! I don't want those near me. How do I get rid of these? I somehow made this happen and I don't like it. Get out of here. The two just to the left of your XP bar. Oh, there it is. Thank you. There it is. I don't want it here. How do I get rid of these? I somehow made it do this move, but now I don't know how to make it go back. Ugh. Put you away. No. User macros, no. HUD layout. To hide them, hit escape, then go to the HUD. Thank you. You can right click on it. On any bit of HUD you don't want to see. That's wonderful. Get out of here. I don't want to see this. Oh, I can't get rid of the chat. There's so much I don't want to see. Should probably be having those, though. I don't even care about my experience right now. Too bad I can't get rid of the chat log. Unsaved changes will be lost. Don't do that. Save them. Oh, get out of here. Why'd you show up? Oh, I made it appear. I clicked on it. Get out. I don't want that. If its name in the top left of the box is blue, then you won't be able to see it. Yeah. Right on. Gotcha. Thank you. Notices. Oh, I can't get rid of notices. Okay. Maybe put this way down here. HUD layout. Bring that up a little. Ugh, still a bit, meh. You know, it's probably better to have the HP down there at the bottom. Oops. Something like that. That's way more appealing than all that crap. I'm sure I'll want it eventually. Is there a way to not have to see people's names all the time? I want to not display people's names. Unless, like, maybe I hover over them or something. Display world name in the chat. Player, no. Yeah. Profanity filter. UI. Display name settings. Display name settings. Never. Ah, yeah. Ain't that nice? Companions, pets, others. Turn it off. Display name presets. Hide. NPCs can have their names. I'm fine with that. Alright. Now this is looking better. Look, people are people. And not just a whole bunch of freaking names and titles. That looks way better than me. Cool. I appreciate the customization. Better on proprietor of the Drowning Winch wants you to learn. Lend a hand at Summerford Farms.
Still in Limsa, are you, Cater? How do you fancy a trip outside the city walls? I'd like you to visit an orchard by the name of Summerford Farms. Ever heard of the place? The owner, Stalewin, is an old mate of mine. He got himself a crew of mostly reformed pirates.
All are nameless now. I hit the NPC names. Whoops. Oh well. That's fine. They show up when I'm talking to them. And if I need to talk to them, they have the mark above their head. Yeah, it looks cleaner this way.
If you believe that, they've been trying to bring a bit of life back to the fields after the calamity ruined the soil. He mentioned needing another and or two, and your name sprang to mind. I gave you a glowing recommendation, so make sure you work hard and impress the old bastard. You need directions? The place ain't hard to find. Just take a Zephyr Gate out of the city and follow the road northeast.
A Zephyr Gate. Yeah, look how much cleaner. So less distracting. Your companion is a ball. Hello, Bolly. Joy. Okay. Back up. Alright, let's see where to go. Zephyr Gate. He said take a Zephyr Gate. I don't know what he's talking about. Through the Zephyr Gate. It's a portal core. Oh, yeah. No one explained what a Zephyr Gate is. You're telling me things like I know them? Game. I'm still new to this world. Pretend I have no knowledge. Zephyr Gate. Ooh. I don't want to go up there. Zephyr Gate is the entrance. Oh, that's all it is? Just the way out? Alright. In that case, I think it's... Yeah, that way, right? No, it's east of the city. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. So there are two gates leaving Limsa, the Zephyr Gate and the Tempest Gate. Okay, I thought a Zephyr Gate was like a thing, like a crystal or something. Guess not. It's just the name of the gate leading east. Cool. Thank you. All right. Well, let's take a little jog. Hey, little fella. Wharf rat. Come on, do the combo. Yeah, combo. Your turn. Hey, don't you think you're leaving? Nice. All right. Good. Ah, yay. Fun fact. Coral is on the same data center as Atlas. Wonderful. Limsha. I'm gonna fight one of these. Hello, big rock guy. Mossless Gooboo. Those can be pets now, right? Like the little versions of them. I saw an article on Kotaku. I saw someone in the town had a little one. I don't know if the big ones can be either as well. I just wanted to sit in the background, and you said hi to my pet orb. Oh, that was you? That was you. I was interacting with your orb. No way. There's a mount for that monster. No. Pirates. Can't be having that. Oh. Fight him. Yeah. Come on, you. Can't. Oh no, he died. No, you don't. Why are there so many? Ah! Oh no. I'm gonna die. They gonna kill me. I need an item. HUD layout. Give me my items. That's not helpful. Main menu. There we go. Oh. Pff. Item. Items. God dang it. Where's my items? There you are. Potion. Oh, I'm already healed. Never mind. Alright. Take that away again. Yeah, hit the inventory shortcut. Failure. Hello, work. Hello, friend. Well, I can just hit I now. So that's good. Alright. Oh, it's over here. Okay. This big place. Well, I leveled up. That's nice. Whoa! I don't want to say nothing. Hello. There. It's weird that this is overlaying the text bar. Chat log settings. Turn off the chat log. I don't want it. I don't like being bogged down with all this UI. Must be upstairs or something. Hello. Hello, fellow cat person. Ah, alright. A crystal. By learning the spell Teleport, you're now able to travel instantly between Aetherites, which you are attuned. Access the teleportation menu by selecting Teleport under Travel from the main menu. Cool. Very nice. How are you running so fast? Oh, sprint. Okay.
Ah, you must be the adventurer Bateron promised to send along. Cater Moti, was it?
Ah. Okay. I'll do that. Thank you.
He honored his word, so that's a good start. I'm stale when the old bastard, as Bateron likely described me, and this here's my humble orchard. A good number of lads and lasses working here once terrorized the high seas, and if you're wondering why I employ these scrags, well, they used to crew my pirate ship. But the calamity did for our ship, as it did for so many others, and I was sore wounded into the bargain. I had to feed myself and my crew somehow, and Admiral Merlwib and her initiative to get us landlocked buccaneers working in the field seemed too fine an offer to refuse.
Fair enough. Who dat? Hello.
Well, it turns out you can take the pirate away from the sea, but you can't take the sea away from the pirate. A lot of my blokes just never took to tending the soil, you see. And unfortunately, the botanist I called to train them have been wringing their hands in black despair. With so much work piling up, I need a tougher soul like you to step in and help where it's needed.
Ooh. Reward. Ah, so I get to choose one.
Disciple of War.
Altered thigh boots. Currency minted. Any suggestions? Should I just be going for equipment at this point, or should I be going for bronze pieces and stuff? I gotta use the restroom real quick. Chair fantasy. In this case, both options are worse than what you have, so grab the cash bonus instead. They're both worse than what I have? Really? I mean, this one would improve my defense. This one doesn't look good, but sells for 2 gil. But yeah, I seemed to be okay fighting other things. Yeah, well, yeah, what do you think? Gil versus the war boots? Okay. Yeah. Since the armory system in Final Fantasy XIV allows you to change your class or job by simply changing the weapon or tool in your main hand, it's recommended you always have several sets of gear in hand. Huh. That's really interesting. However, gear can take up a tremendous amount of space in one's inventory, which is why all adventurers carry an armory chest. All gear purchased, crafted, or found is automatically stored in this chest, leaving your inventory free to fill with other items such as potions, crafting materials, and food. Gear in your armory chest is categorized and stored by type and can be equipped or discarded directly from the chest interface. The armory chest can be accessed at any time by selecting character from the menu and or just pressing Control I. Or, alright. Neat. Wear them boots. Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. So, if they're equipped, they're white. They have the little white thing. Yeah, looks like it. Hooray! Owner wishes to inspect your equipment and thereby gauge your readiness for the task he has in mind. Alright.
I have a mind to set you a task. Moti. But before I do, I need to make sure you're properly kitted out.
Oh, they're circling the corners for dyes. Alright.
Pirates don't care to parley with dandies, you understand. Might well be that the ones here traded in their cutlasses for coulters, but they're still rogues at heart.
Traded in their cutlasses for coulters, but they're still cutlasses. Blah, blah.
I know a solid set of gear when I see it. Come back when you think you're more suitably equipped.
Equip your head, body, legs, hands, and feet with gear from level 5 or greater, and speak with Stalewen. You can view, equip, and remove gear by either selecting a character under character or C on your keyboard. Cool. Buddy. No gear. Okay. Well, I guess I gotta go and do that, huh? Go and buy some gear. What are you offering? Not gear, so no. Alright, to the bazaar. What are you offering? Nope. I got a ring I can equip? Really? I don't see any rings. I mean, all these are already equipped, right? Gertie, welcome. Which ring do you mean? What, this guy? Oh, you're right. Cool. Neat. Okay, yeah, I didn't even notice the little numbers. Thank you for that. 1 to determination. Booty boots. Well, don't need those. Cool. Thank you. Hoi! How you doing? Okay. So let's teleport and see if we can get over to the bazaar and buy some stuff. Hopefully my guy has enough stuff. Oh yeah, I can. Should be able to right click this, you said? The chat? Let's see. I can hide the chat by right clicking on one of the chat bars underneath it. Hide the log window. Yeah! Awesome. Sweet. That looks way better. Don't know if I need this. Sending, receiving. I mean, that's fine. I'm gonna turn that off as well. Yes. Look how much cleaner my interface is now. I'm gonna put you way up here. Actually, I might have it... Let's see. I could pair these beside each other. That could look good. Put this way over here. That down here. And put you a bit higher. Oops. Pretty good. Huh. I'm gonna need more hot bars. I'm sure I will. Yeah, not for a while. Yeah, I'm a noob. I'm just trying to, you know, not see a whole bunch of people's names and stuff and have a nice clear view of the game for now. It's not bad. Looks pretty nice. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'll probably need another hot bar after a little while. But for now. Hey, that's a Nier Automata pod. That's fantastic. Cool. Okay, let's talk to some bazaar people. I'm good. Battlecraft accessories. I need some headgear. Not these. Oh, these are like, yeah, accessories. Don't need that. Need armor. Shops. A myriad of items can be bought and sold from vendors all across Eorzea. Purchasing an item is as simple as clicking on it and a shopkeeper's inventory. While selling an item is as simple as dragging it from your inventory into or armory chest. From your inventory or armory chest. You can also sell items by right-clicking them and selecting sell. If you happen to have second thoughts, you can always buy back from the vendor, but only if you have yet to leave the area. Gotcha. Blue lily. Nah. Huh. Alright, so potions and foodstuffs. And then more foodstuffs for cooking, I guess. Ah, here we go. Armor. Disciple of War gear. 1 to 9. I don't have enough money for any of this. Huh. They want me to do odd jobs or something. To be eligible for tasks at blah blah blah. Present yourself. Yeah. Alright. Well, thank you, Rugnar. Hope you have a... Yeah. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day. So I guess I gotta be doing some odd jobs then, Atlas. Oh boy. To earn money. Fine. How much you gonna give? Not much. Not much at all. Yay, I've been healed. The Marauder quest? Oh, like, the Marauder... This... So go back to the Marauders Guild, then? Oh, yeah, right. I had to be level 5. So, and now I'm level 5. That's right. Thanks for the reminder. That's nice. Cool. Job quests unlock every 5 levels. Yay. I am on an epic quest to save the world. I do appreciate my ability to play with the camera. That's fun. And definitely make things look more cinematic. Alright, into the guild.
Cater, you approach me with the marauder's strides, determined, unswerving, and bereft of the hesitation that marked our first meeting. I am pleased. The time has come for you to begin a new stage in your training. Now, what sets the axe aside from the gladius, or the dagger? It's the raw, unstoppable destruction wrought by its thick, heavy blade. And that overwhelming power can only be properly directed by extraordinary physical strength. Thus, we come to the core of today's lesson. Such strength as a marauder must possess is developed through a traditional method passed down through the generations of the guild, a method that you too shall be taught to employ. Present yourself to Bronbar in the practice arena downstairs, and he shall instruct you further.
Wowie!
Downstairs, huh? Can you take me downstairs? No? Okay. Well, there we go. Hello.
The Axe-Master told me you'd be on your way. My name's Bronbar. Good it is to meet a new marauder. Now, we axe-wielders build strength and control by splitting boulders. That's right. Our traditional method involves smashing a rock with your axe. But you can't use just any old swing. You need to hit the rock just so. Rotgeim, a fellow marauder, is waiting just outside the Zephyr Gate, by the bridge over the Rogue River. She'll tell you how it's done.
He kind of looks like Enzo in the 3rd season of Reboot. When he's a renegade. Just enjoying the scenery while I run. Even here you need to have a job? Oh, boo. I'm gonna take the stairs this time. This way. Wow! A phoenix. Oh, there it goes. Bye-bye. Axe in the stone. There you are. Just a moment. Got a message here. Okay. Ba 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 ba. Yay, Layla. Hello. Greetings, lad. Ready to split some stone, are ya? I have 3 nice hard rocks for you to build up a sweat on. Don't try nothing fancy now. Just hit them with a solid, good, heavy swing. Alright. Will do. Destroy the solid rock with your heavy swing ability. Alright. Wah! Is that the one? Do it. Do the thing. Do the thing. Do I... What am I doing? Trying to do the heavy swing. Do it. Hit the rock. Why won't you hit the rock? Okay. Left click the rock, not... Oh. I was right clicking it. My bad. Thank you. Is there a way to, like, auto-draw yourself to an enemy? Because I'm, like, having to run and, like, direct myself there manually. I'd like to be able to just click on something and my character go to it. They're a rock, a truly worthy foe. Well, I assume a lot of people just, you know, play with a controller. So it's built more for that. And it does play fine with the keyboard. Ah, well. Ah, fair enough. You usually picked range classes. Yeah, that would be a fun one. Don't have to move much at all. That's the way to do it, lad. Now you got the idea. Why don't you have at him a little harder with that heavy swing of yours? Hold nothing back. Let's go split some more rocks.
Oh, bees, no!
Oops. I missed what she was saying. And double clicked her. Where'd you go?
Where'd you go, friend?
She instructed you to speak with a fellow marauder to learn the nature of training. Blah, 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 blah. You have shattered yet another 3 solid rocks. Report to the waiting Rotgeim. Okay. Didn't I just? Where is she? Alright. Guess we're... Let's do it. Oh, okay. Automatically running up to an enemy is generally a bad idea at high levels, as you need to stay mobile and dodge AoEs. This dude just dancing naked. Wonderful. Get it, buddy. That's cool. Ah. Da 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 da. I know that song. I can't remember the lyrics. I just hear you. Me, 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 me. Like 16. Gotcha. It's like definitely feeling more enjoyable as it goes along, but that first 2 hours is such a drag.
Has the training loosened your muscles and focused your mind, Cater? An urgent request for help has arrived from the Red Rooster Steed.
Stead.
I have chosen you to respond. It appears a hostile group of
megalocrabs has unwittingly elected itself to test your itself the next test of your prowess.
As this is your first outing on official Marauder duty, you shall be accompanied by a veteran conjurer by the name of Soul Quib. She awaits you on the floor below. May devastation follow in your wake. So kind. Okay, let's go report our rock splitting to Enzo. $10,000 MP sounds like a lot. Especially compared to my 182 health. Every Marauder goes through the same brutal training. And it's that sense of kinship that binds the guild together. I'm always willing to go the extra mile for a fellow axe wielder. Hey. There you are. Hey, Cater. I know who you are. My brother often has me escort his fledgling marauders on their more dangerous tasks. I suppose Warnswin expects me to give you the details then. Very well. It seems the farmers need us to clear out a megalocrab nest near the Mourning Widow in Lower La Nocia. I shall trust you to find your own way there. Just don't forget your axe. Lower La Nocia. Okay. Ah, that way. Okay. Yeah. Aside from the post-main campaign, pre-first expansion period, I'd say it just gradually gets more interesting as you go. That's cool. I've played like most Final Fantasies. I haven't played 2. Like that's kind of the one of the main numbered entries that aren't online ones that I haven't played. I also haven't played the 2 sequels. I did play 10-2, but not 13, 2, and 3. But I played 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, and 15. As well as all of the advanced games. The original advanced as well as Tactics and Tactics A2. So I'm well versed in the series. It's just been such a daunting task to even attempt to play this game. It's like there's so much. This is like a life sync kind of thing. I don't know how long I'll actually be playing it or how long I'll want to play it, but same kind of thing with Persona 5. It's like when I realized it was going to be 100+ hours just to beat it once, I kind of stopped playing. But at least going into this one, I realize I know that it's going to be a thing. Plus, I have more of an excuse. This, since I can't play many other console games right now. Pretty. Yeah, it's just been very daunting. But I have been interested in this one for quite a while. Just haven't pulled the trigger until now. That sounds, yeah, that's what I've heard, and that's kind of what's made me feel a little better about it. Atlas says fortunately it's more RPG than MMO, and so that's a bit more engaging. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Oh, looks very good, for sure. Doo-dee-doo. I assume as long as you're following the main quest line, you don't really need to grind on enemies as you go. Like, it seems like with the main quest line, they
pretty much intentionally give the exact amount of experience you need to continue along the main quest line. Axe in the stone. There we go. Delivery Moogle. Nice, yeah. If you follow the main quest, you'll quickly find yourself over-leveled. Yep. That's the hope. Hello. Well, here's a thing. Hello, megalo crabs. It's you. Looks as if nobody's home. Mayhap they knew we were coming. Aid! I need aid! Neddard. Please, it's my grandson. Them snippers have got him. I told Sigurd not to get too close. I told him. Get that weapon ready, Cater. We need to move, now. I'm a kitty cat man. Like that was his response to her. Alright. Duty calls. Commence battle for Axe in the Stone. Level sync is in effect. If you are above the... Proceed. Come on.
Oh, bugger and shite! Get away from me, you bloody great bastard!
I'm a kitty cat man. Here to save the day. Get out of here, child. That's like his call to action. You know what? Let's get the tiny ones first. Alright. You're done. Heavy swing and a miss. Oh, you are done. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you, Healy friend. More crabs!
Welcome to the apocalypse, Mr. Squidward. I hope you like leather.
Glad to have a healer on my side. Hey. Brother.
Some of these bastards are harder than the damn boulders.
think we got him.
Duty complete.
I prefer suede. Yeah.
I prefer suede. Thank you, mister. I thought I was dead for sure. I can't even play outside no more. What with all these scary monsters about. Me ma and me da, they was both killed by some nasty bugger not long ago. And aurochs, oh, big as a mountain. But I bet you could beat it. Aye, make it pay for what it did to me folks.
You take it easy now, son. There's a whole guild full of strapping lads and lasses like Cater here who will be glad to do just that. All you need to do is head home with your grandpa. You let us worry about that big, nasty bugger.
Right, and call blimey.
Consider your first duty a success, Cater. It's time you headed back as well, before Wernswin begins to worry I've left your corpse for the crabs.
Ex-mister.
Return, owl. It's so far away. A weasel. A ferret. That's a tiny buffalo. Cool weapons. Come on. That way? I forget. That way.
Oh, no.
Quit running.
So you shattered the shells of the megalocrabs and saved the life of a child into the bargain. Thus does our violent craft prove its merit. Well done, Cater. Though no longer a threat to the farmers, you should know that it is unusual for such crabs to be found near the stead. By all accounts, the creatures were ousted from their usual feeding grounds by a more fierce beast. The beast of which I speak is a known terror in the lands of Lanosia, ever seeking to expand its territory, and that boy's parents were but two of the many victims to fall to its rampages. It's a threat that must be dealt with ere long. The thoughts of vengeance fit through your mind, Cater. Nurture those urges, but do not yet act upon them. This monstrosity is far beyond your present skills. If you would answer the lad's cry for revenge, then you must grow stronger. Become the raging behemoth this challenge demands.
All right.
Ooh.
Ooh. Well, well, well. You can only take one. 'em. I want 'em all. 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 'Em all I'm gonna go for the, yeah. Very nice. Yeah, the Curious. Okay, so you get the axe, but then you gotta choose from these other ones. So yeah, I'll go with the chest plate. You've obtained an untradeable item. This item is yours, and yours alone, and cannot be sold or traded. You've obtained a unique item. As this item is special, you can never possess more than one at a time. Cool. Sweet. Well, cool. I think I'm going to call it here today. I'm halfway there for this quest. I guess I still need to buy some stuff. You must first assemble a set of equipment. Head, body, got the body, got the feet. We need hands, legs, and head. So, Okay. So it does look like I might possibly need to grind. 'Cause where's my money? Money? Character. Where's my money? I don't see it. Alright. Yeah, it looks like at this point, I'm either going to have to find another big quest or, I had the money readout too. Fine. There's my gil. 27? How do I have 27? I thought I had like 100 and something. What happened to my money? I don't remember spending it. Hello. When did I spend that money? Yeah, I don't have nearly enough to do anything. Oh, teleporting costs, Gil. Oh. Whoops. I forgot. When? Oh. It doesn't say that. What? I didn't know. That sucks. Well, I can always do jobs like this. That's nice. I will accept this job for later. Oh, you returned. Hope you don't harbor any ill will towards me for my earlier deception. See, I believe the most important lesson for a green adventurer is to learn that you should always question the motives of everyone he meets. If I have given offense, allow me to make it up to you with some advice. Tell me, have you visited the eyes outside the Tempest Gate and past Madman Bridge? Or something. The sentry station there keep watch over the road, and when trouble arises, they sometimes turn to outside help. If you wish to make a name for yourself as a trustworthy adventurer, you should speak to Creta at the eyes and offer your assistance. Alright, I can get pants from this quest. Yeah, let's see. It does. Oh, I've been spending my money. I thought it was free. Oh well. Now I know. What a bunch of waste of money. Oh, I hate it. Oh, that's cute. Very interesting. Huh. Returning is free, but not until now I know. I don't need this. Decline. How much experience without? Okay, I thought it was 4,000. All right. Well, next time I won't be using my teleport so willy-nilly, will I? Cool. Cool. All right, this is gonna be it for today. Got myself a nice setup armor. Cute. Cool. 3 favored locations cost 50%. That's nice. That's nice. All right, everybody. This is going to be it for today. Thank y'all for hanging out. We'll see y'all next time. And thank you both for, like, y'all's advice. That's been very invaluable with this playthrough. It's definitely started me off on the right foot. Alrighty. See y'all later. Bye-bye.